Hi, this is Beth Butler with Hope Unlimited, where we help overwhelmed professionals excel. Today, I want to talk to you about the idea of arriving early or arriving late. Now, the common viewpoint is that being late is rude. Yes, I agree with that. Um, and sometimes it can't be helped, but a lot of times it can. And confession here, I'm not always on time either. So I am along with you that there are things that happen. Probably what happens to me is I try to do too many things in the course of time of getting somewhere, and piling on maybe too many stops or errands. I would be inclined to do that kind of thing. But being late sends a message to the person that's waiting for you that what you have to do is more important than them. And you may say, now, wait a minute. It was traffic. I couldn't help it. That's true. Those things happen. And so we all kind of give each other grace on that. But there are some people who are chronically late. That means they probably don't plan well enough for the inevitable interruptions or traffic jams. They leave with too little time to get somewhere, and they run chronically late because they're trying to press too many things into their day. But the video today is not even so much about the rudeness of arriving late. It's actually about the rudeness of arriving too early. You may think, wait a minute, being on time or early is preferable, right? Well, yes, for sure. But being too early is nearly as rude as being late. I recall an event some time ago that I was helping with, and if I recall correctly the details, we were trying to get ready. It wasn't a huge event, but we were trying to get things ready. And it was about a half an hour to go. And again, it was only going to be maybe 20, 30 people coming to this. This wasn't like a huge event where you would expect people to start lining up and coming in a half hour before. Um, and we were getting the last things ready, and I kind of was playing a couple of different roles. I was helping put out the refreshments, and I was also going to help check people in. We were probably understaffed by one person. And some people showed up at about, I think it was 30 minutes before, and honestly, it kind of threw the rhythm off a little bit, um, because we really didn't have a specific thing for them to do. They could help, I guess, if they, and I think they were willing to. But it just occurred to me that them arriving a full half hour early before a small event really did throw the rhythm off, from at least for me, for a little while. And we worked with it and we're gracious, and it all worked out. But when you think about it, if somebody's having a dinner party, for example, if you're having one, don't you usually have some last minute things you're doing? Like, you don't put certain things out until like just quarter till or right before people arrive. If somebody shows up 30 minutes early, that actually kind of puts you as the hostess or host into the position of feeling like you need to kind of talk with them and be warm and welcoming, while you're also trying to pour the rest of the water and tea and have the table ready. So I encourage you, if you're a person who believes in being early, good for you. And being on time early is great. But let me encourage you to not overwhelm other people by showing up to events, or this applies to meetings too. So if you're meeting somebody for coffee, or you're meeting somebody, a staff meeting, 10 minutes before is probably the earliest that you should ever plan to arrive somewhere, unless there's open fellowship kind of things, like some churches, you can get there 15, 30 minutes early because of coffee hour kind of thing. But in a business setting, getting there about 10 minutes early is pretty ideal. That way you can relax in if you're the first one there, or you're not. The host should probably be ready for you at that time, or you should be certainly ready to receive people 10 minutes. Arriving 10 minutes earlier is a good rule of thumb for a business meeting, in my book. Nothing official there, but just in my book. But much earlier than that, and I think you're going to interrupt the flow. Let's say, another example. Let's say you're meeting someone for coffee in a meeting at maybe a local coffee shop, say at 10:30. Okay, and that person might have decided to go there earlier, say at 9:30, to get some work done, or have some quiet moments. If you show up at 10 instead of 10:30, they're going to feel a little bit like, okay, I guess we better start engaging. They're certainly probably not going to be rude and say, hey, I got work I had planned for up until 10:15. Can you hang on till 10:15 and then we'll turn to our meeting? They might, but most people won't. So arriving too early can affect the rhythm of the person you're meeting with, and send a message of, maybe unintentional, but still some sense of rudeness to them by arriving too early and interrupting the day that they've got going already up until the point they were planning to meet with you. So just that thought, not only worry about being late, but be conscious about being too early so that you don't overwhelm people. Thanks so much. If you have any thoughts about this, feel free to comment wherever you see this video or write me at bethbuetler.com/contact. Love to hear from the people who are in the Hope Unlimited family, and I consider you part of the Hope Unlimited family if you watch our videos, read blog posts, or are a customer or client of ours. I appreciate the time that you're giving me to take in this information, and I really value that you are taking the time to do that. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and don't be too late or too early.